Why is my
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome in, everybody. We are kicking with the crew. Hope everybody's having a great holiday time out there. Zach, how you doing tonight, my man?
I'm good, man. First time back. Been a minute. I think I took a month off just with all the craziness in life, but I'm back. I'm back. Feeling good. How about yourself, DeMarco?
Yes, sir. You know me, I'm doing all right, man. It's been a actually hectic holidays for us as well over here. But yeah, man, been pretty good so far. Outside of obviously, our Colts who you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, life has been lifing, man. Life has been lifing. But why don't we go ahead and jump right into it? Uh, there we go. Um, but yeah, man, Colts lose a must win. Must win in Denver, Mile High City. Colts needed to win to pretty much control their destiny in the playoffs. Colts lose. Colts lose 31-13. It's not very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Now we need a whole bunch of help, though. So, Colts take the loss. Touchdown, Jeremiah Smith. Man, I told you he needs to come to Florida. But But yeah, man.
Recruiting never stops.
Colts take the loss. How are you feeling about it?
Um, Honestly, like I know, like I'm probably the most pessimistic Colts fan in the entire world, so nothing new here. Um, Honestly, I expected it. Like with how this season has gone with the dysfunction, like the Colts haven't been able to handle anything in house. They ain't even been able to handle their own. They can't even mow their own grass. So why are they worried about like what's going on elsewhere? And you know what I mean? Like so,
Mm-hmm.
expecting them to handle their business in Denver was a huge ask. Like in my opinion, huge ask. So I fully expected Denver to come out and do exactly as Denver did, which is make the Colts look silly and foolish and have everyone second guessing everything.
Yeah, man. You guys can see my name here. What's up, Sean? In the comments. Nathan is in the comments as well. He says, "Man, might as well tank and get rid of Ballard, Shane, Gus, and entire staff." Um, yeah, man. You guys can see my name down there. Sigh. Just, just, um, just shocked, man. I mean, or not shocked, I'd say. Just disappointed that it has to come down to the same thing every single year. Every single year. You kind of just knew what was going to happen. Anytime we ask these Colts to win a big game, what do? They crap the bed. We ask somebody else to give us some help. They don't. Like we just don't ever take care of business during this Ballard regime, this Ballard era that we got going on. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I um I was so disappointed after we had AD throw the pick six. I was pretty much done after that. I went and I hopped in the shower, called it a night pretty much after that. Like it was rough for me. And it's just having the expectations of what would happen just makes it even that much more disappointing to see that that's how we go out just because it's like, come on, man. Especially with the way that we started. Usually in those games, we start out just terrible, and it's like over from the jump. But we open the game 13-0, and you think like, hey, we finally gonna break it? Are we finally gonna do it? Are we finally gonna get over the hump? And then just the collapse after the JT fumble, just ridiculous,
Yeah,
dude. So
don't get me going on that one.
yeah,
Like that.
mm. Oh,
Is
think you might. Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Okay. Okay.
That alone is embarrassing. I mean, bro, you can't be doing that. Like ball security, ball security, ball security, and then you sit here and you pulled a Deshaun Jackson. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. I
Yeah.
think once Damon said, "Hey, that's game." Yeah, that's game. I mean, that's literally game. You're paid millions of dollars to not fumble, hold on to the ball, finish through the line. That's why you run the sprints and you finish through the line. And JT didn't do that. Like it's the most cool
Yeah.
thing ever. Like that's how this season has gone.
I couldn't believe it happened to us. Like anytime I see it like happen to other teams, I'm always like, I don't get why people want to drop the ball before you score, or damn near even want to drop it at all. I feel like I've always wanted to keep the ball. Like I'm going to go score and get a ball to the ref. Like I'll run to the back of the end zone and throw it or something, or I'm a like little celebration in the end zone and whatnot. Like I want the ball. Like why are we dropping it before we get there? And then when it happened, he breaks the play. I'm go JT, go, juiced up. This guy, he's scored like this plenty of times. Like he's never dropped the ball. So when he did drop the ball, I'm thinking, yeah, let's go. And then next thing you know, they're like holding off the kick. And I look at my wife and I'm like, if they tell me he dropped this ball before this goal line, I'm about to lose it.
Yeah.
And she starts asking me, she like, he didn't score? I'm like, I don't know, but they're not letting him kick the ball. And you normally it's confirmed like very quickly that you got a touchdown, unless it was like, did somebody bobble a ball or something like that? And we're sitting there. They're still reviewing it. I'm like, oh no, the fuck he didn't. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Oh, and when they called it, I just was like, yeah, no, see, this is gonna be one of them days. This is that play right there is going to cost us this game. And I was irritated the whole rest of the way. My mood did not change no matter what. No matter what the score was.
Right. It completely took the wind, all momentum that Indianapolis had. Oh, hey, bro, we're up by 3 scores. We got this game in the bag. All the confidence to keep fighting. Literally, that moment, that quintessential moment by JT, literally like killed it. Killed it. Took the air right out of the sails. I mean,
just insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
just insane.
It is.
Just insane because I just didn't get it, and like I kept watching after that point, like I said, but I was just so irritated, dude. Like after that one, I just couldn't believe that he would actually drop the ball, and then after that, to the point where we go on to get outscored 24-0 from the point of that fumble.
I mean, throwing a play calling in AD's terrible. First off, I'm not going to put that interception straight up all on AD Mitchell. Like you can't, because that was a terrible play call. Like why are we calling that in the first place?
The time to make that decision.
No, you don't. You do that, like I know this is going to sound terrible. You do that when you're up 30 and you're just, trying to get numbers, trying to keep things fun and interesting for the guys out there. You don't sit
or
here
at least have a 2-score lead.
Right. You don't sit here and do that when you're behind. So that first pick, I ain't putting that on AD. That's more play calling than anything else. And the second pick, the one that AR threw, that's the actual
pass Surtain.
Yeah. That's the first time I can tell you that AR got. He got baited. Like that was the wrong read. Like Surtain picked him clean. I
Well,
mean,
that was the
Surtain,
same one. If you remember, I want to say week 1 in Jacksonville last year. That was that same cover 2 kind of coverage that the
yeah,
dude kind of sat in between there. And
yeah,
I'm forgetting the corner name for Jacksonville, but he made the same play on that.
yeah. I mean, that's Surtain. So Surtain's going to make every quarterback look bad, but knowing that Surtain is over there, you can't throw it. You don't throw. You give him the Revis treatment, whether he deserves it or not. I could argue and say that's the best corner in the league. We don't look that way. That's and the Lion King when Simba asked Mufasa, "Dad, what's over there in the darkness?" That's Patrick Surtain, bro. You don't
Yeah,
throw it over
don't
there.
go over
Like,
there.
don't look that way. Nothing, dog. Throw it the other way. So I mean,
Exactly.
that's the one thing where I thought, hey, that's a bad read. But beyond that, again, play calling, execution, and just the Colts' inability to be accountable to others. Like the players' inability to be accountable amongst themselves to finish the game out with a winning mindset and a winning mentality. And that starts with the GM, that starts with the coaching, that starts with in the locker room. That's vets. I mean, that's everybody. And the Colts right now have a problem, and it all starts from the top to the bottom. That's it.
Yeah, it was a tough one, man. Chris is saying, "What's up? What's up? Appreciate you coming in, Chris." Sean is saying here, time to fire Ballard. Enough is enough with this mediocrity. Rick is saying here, definitely Ballard. Obviously, a lot of guys on the Ballard fire train, and it was, or many of the guys on this show are fired Ballard as well. Davis saying here, was it more Denver making the Colts look foolish, or was it shooting ourselves in the foot? Um, it was shooting ourselves in the foot. Like Denver, they played a good game, but if you look at what we did to Bo Nix, he had three interceptions. Our defense
Yeah.
came out there balling. Their running game was not necessarily working, but you have 5 turnovers by the Colts.
Yeah.
5. And then we also, we have our issues with the offensive line because of health.
3 rookies.
We're still starting 3 rookies, moving things around, and I do think it was a mistake to start Danny Pinter again over Bortolini once he cleared concussion protocol. That is my one night that I had was Steichen across the offensive line, but we have the 5 turnovers, bro. Like, so it starts. Anthony Richardson throws an interception. I want to say it was shortly after Bo Nix's first. Anthony Richardson thought he could make a play. He thought he could get it over the defender, tried to fit it in there to Michael Pittman. Ball gets tipped up in the air. We get picked. That one, that's just a natural football play.
Yeah.
That's a natural football play. That's a young quarterback learning what he can and can't do in this league. We got to remember, this guy has a total of 26 starts between the NFL and college. Bo Nix has more than that in just college alone by almost triple.
Yeah, Bo Nix had like 67 starts in college.
So he has a lot more. And so then we go to what up, Damon?
Fire Ballard.
We go to he's already on it. Then we go to turnover number 2. We have the JT turnover, dropping the ball right at the goal line as we're able to go up. We would have went up. What was it? At that point, it would have been 20 to 0. Yeah. It would have been at that point.
Yeah.
So then after the fumble, the Denver Broncos go down and score. The game goes 13-7. That's literally a 13-point or a 12-point swing in a quick second. So after that, that's already 2 turnovers. We get the ball back. I believe both teams went 3 and out, if I remember correctly. Then boom, Michael Pittman Jr. fumbles. Like it just never stopped. We just got on this snowball effect. After a few plays, it just kept getting worse. So that's the third one. Then we go to the what was it?
The terrible AD Mitchell play call.
I want to say before that though. I can't remember if they had the punt return, if it was before that or after that. I can't exactly
Which
remember.
punt
But I'm
return?
just
They
throwing that one
house
in
three of
there.
them.
Yeah, I was about to say we lost the special teams battle, so I'm almost counting that as a turnover, but it's not exactly the one. Just want to throw that in there, Dave. But it was definitely us shooting ourselves in the foot. Then we go to the pick
Yeah.
six, which just like we're down. I think it was 17-13 at the time. We are down.
Yeah.
There's no reason to call that trick play in a 4-point game unless you
No.
literally have something that's completely exposed or you're not putting the ball at risk. If we're moving the ball forward, then cool. But horizontally, like what are we trying to go sideways for when we're down 4? So then, boom, throw the pick six, Dave, and then that pretty much gamed it for us.
Yeah,
So,
basically.
so right there, we're losing the turnover battle 4-3, and then boom, it kind of just ballooned from there. We end up going down 24-13, and you can't keep asking Anthony Richardson in his current state to try and pull you back and be Superman all the time as much as you would
No.
want it. To go down 11 against that defense, which has been a really good defense. And then obviously his last turnover, which was trying to throw the ball over Pat Surtain and getting trying to hit a chunk play for us, that ended up being 5-3 in the turnover battle. So this is definitely the Colts shooting themselves in the foot and just doing what we do every single year when anything is on the line. We tank it.
Yep.
You want to go ahead and chime in, Damon?
Yeah, I'm assuming we're kind of just highlighting last week's game or whatever you
Yep.
would call it.
Yep.
Going through a
Yeah.
little bit of comments.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor's fumble lost us the game, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it to me.
You called it, bro.
I called it
In
immediately.
the group
You know
chat.
what I mean?
You're like,
I
hey,
mean,
that just cost us the game.
there's things like that happen in football games. For an example, I'm gonna show you one. Like whenever you get a chunk play and you get tackled on the 1 yard line, usually you never score, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
those type
It's
of
like
things
kick a field
happen.
goal.
Right,
Yeah.
kick it right, but like you see things happen in a game, and just the dichotomy of it changed, and just a dumb play from JT, and then he wants to get on the sideline acting all tough and hard like he's going to get us one back, and I think he was held to about 2 yards of carry after that.
Mm-hmm.
Blame the
Yeah.
offensive line. You could go multiple directions with it, but the team didn't bounce back in total. You know what I mean? And you look at the epitome of what would have been a 20-7 game with your running attack going. The whole shape of it would have been different. So we could talk about all the other stuff, but like even DeMarco said, when you try to put AR in the situation of playing hero ball,
He's not ready for prime time for
patch
that.
together
It's
offensive
ridiculous.
line. You got AD Mitchell, giving up on routes on the right hand side of the field. It's not. It was, but it's nothing that comes to a surprise. So I don't want to go over or repeat anything I already said. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going to repeat something that you actually said because just like how you said, when guys make a big play and you get tackled at the 1 yard line or something like that,
You never
don't
score.
usually score. There was actually earlier in the game where we had a chance to go up 14-0 where we get tackled inside the 5, boom, a couple penalties, we get backed up, we kick a field goal, and then we end up settling at 13. So just another point in there that if you're not finishing drives, you're going to be backed up, and those things will cost you.
Which is
They
crazy
will
to me,
cost
dude.
you.
Because we have the potential to have we have the potential to have possibly the best running back in the NFL and the best running quarterback in the NFL. That's supposed to be the biggest pluses you can have in a goal-to-go situation, red zone situation, and we're one of the worst red zone offenses in the league.
Crazy. And that's the complete opposite of what we had from Anthony Richardson's rookie year as well. Because his rookie year, we had a touchdown rate that was on a historic pace, although a small sample size, but it was on a historic pace when he was in the game.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
You look at the offense and how it moved last season, and you look at it this season, and it's just lethargic.
It's called,
I do
I've said
hate
this
that we
before.
haven't been healthy up front.
I've said this before. I really think Shane is completely overwhelmed with play calling and being a head coach. Like, it's different when you come in and it's your first year and you're excited. You've got that, this is new. I've got that fire in my belly. Yo, that's cool. But like how it ended last year, I truly felt like that broke, in my opinion. Say what you want. I haven't shared this. I think that broke and hurt Shane a little bit. So like, Shane expects to just plug and play guys, and he wants to run this system. I truly believe Shane doesn't know how to adjust to the players he
That's fair.
has.
Do you
We are
think Ballard
not
too though?
well.
Plug and play.
Hey,
It's a whole
right?
everything's
Absolutely.
plug and play. Hey,
We
this
are
guy got drafted left guard. Let's put him at right tackle.
Let's put him at right tackle. Yeah, we are not a team that is built to throw the ball 150 times a game. We're just not. Like Shane wants to spread. He said in his press conference, vertically, throw to score, run to win. Bro, we're not the Eagles. We don't have enough team speed. We don't have the rock solid offensive line to do that. Like our defense ain't like that to sit here and put up 40 points and then just let the ends go crazy. Like that's not how they function.
Nope.
We're a grind it out meat grinder, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, Big Ten football team. Like that sounds corny, but that's literally what I mean. Like we are built like Tennessee Titans were under Mike Vrabel. What'd they do? They ran the ball. You knew they were running it. First down, second down, third down. Here comes a play action. Here comes the design AR run. Here comes the screen. Here comes the sweep. Here comes the deep shot. I mean, that's literally how this should be done.
Yeah, it's getting tough out there for us, fellas. Nathan saying here, one of the highest paid running backs before the fumble before the goal line.
Yep.
No discipline. Sean is saying here, this team has failed to help AR in every game of the season with drops, passes, fumble, not running route, and it all falls on Ballard. This is not funny, Chad.
Yeah, Chad.
You heard Ballard is already calling Kirk Cousins. I promise that'll be the end of the road for me.
we'll
You don't
go
want
back-
a $10 million man?
Hey, we'll be an all sports podcast if that happens. Kicking
Yeah.
with the crew doesn't have to be Colts related anymore.
Yeah.
I'm telling
I
you.
just don't get the reason to not carry the ball. Not carry the ball to the back of the end zone. Yeah, absolutely. Just doesn't make any sense. We all knew after we lost the fumble, JT, or we were going to lose after that. On the JT fumble, we brought Denver back into the game. Nathan is saying here, don't get me started on the dumpster of an offensive line. I don't want to totally blame the offensive line because I think that we get our guy Bernie back, Quentin's there. Like I said before, I think that Shane and Tony Sperano made the mistake of not putting Bortolini back in there as center instead of sticking with Pinter again for another week. We all know Pinter, he's a solid center, but he struggles with the big, hefty guys up front, which Denver all has, which gave us struggles all game. Then you got we had a right guard that was a rookie as well, but then we brought in
Don
we
Tucker or
brought back
Goncalves?
Goncalves played.
no.
right tackle.
Goncalves played right tackle,
That's what I
who
thought.
was another rookie over there, but we brought in
Glow.
Glow to play right guard. Who, I mean, this guy came off the street, so
It has
and that's
us.
not necessarily like
What do you
he's
have?
supposed
4
to be
holding
the
calls?
answer.
3 or 4
Yeah,
holding calls on first
Yeah,
downs? On
exactly.
first downs, like, dude, I mean, we forgot to touch on that too.
I
We've been
mean,
one of the most penalized teams in the league over the last 3 weeks.
after being one of the most least penalized
What's
teams.
happened? What's happened? That's a locker room.
Like I said, that's why I said. Well, I don't know if that's coaching or locker room issue because most of it's been on the offensive line. I think it's the injuries, the fact that we're
locker room.
Holding is accountability issues and coaching issues. Like there's no accountability from the coaching staff to police the players. There's no players policing one another to stop the holding, my guy. Like
I just feel like it's so many rookies and changes up front that guys are holding.
right.
I mean,
True.
obviously you got players
Right.
like Q that probably shouldn't be getting those type of calls. But
Nathan says Pinter is trash. All he does is stand around and not block.
I just think it's so many changes up front that when we start getting these guys playing third string, that type of stuff. I just feel like those kind of kill us when we got guys coming in off the streets and having to play, and then just some of the changes and
Where's
stuff.
Freeland been? Blake Freeland.
Practice squad,
Yeah, I don't want to see Blake Freeland.
bro. Gonzalez is already better than Blake
Y'all
Freeland.
dogged me out for giving y'all crap about not liking Blake Freeland.
I mean,
Because I thought he was a guy, rookie year, you get thrown into the fire. He was facing Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. Like he had some of the toughest matchups. Like it was like a 3-week slaughterhouse for the guy. So I'm like,
yeah,
let's give the guy a break.
His
but
first start, he gets Aaron Donald, arguably the second best defensive lineman ever to walk the face of the earth. Then he gets Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. Bro, and he only gave up like 2 sacks. Like he didn't even give up a sack to Aaron Donald. Myles Garrett put his nuts on his forehead and blocked that punt off that punt team, everything last year. Like Blake Freeland did well. I mean, I think this year he's on the practice squad.
I just think you clearly just get some guys that were better than him, more NFL
Gonzalez ready. Is better and probably pro ready.
There's your Ballard bang for your buck pick right there. Remember? Yep, there you go. There's another one. Pick. I think Blake was a 4th rounder, dude.
Blake was a 4th round pick. He's pretty trash, but I think offensive line take a couple years, so I'm not going to sit here and write him off, but he's not ready like Gonzalez is.
Yeah. Now, I just think, now, Damon, some of those plays that you were talking about where we're getting the pick play calls or some of the offsides, and stuff like that, the illegal shifts, those type of plays are the ones that we need to be held accountable for. Those are the ones that shouldn't be happening. That I do agree with you from that point. David staying here, the trouble with a lot of coaches, not just Shane, but including Shane, they try to show that they're the smartest guy in the room. Though I really dislike Bill Belichick. He played every game waiting for the other team to lose it, as opposed to trying crazy stuff and losing a game. I think he's referring back to the double pass on the trick play, and then also just sometimes Shane coaching himself out of games. Well, there's plenty of times where it's like you don't need to just sit here and talk about, we need to pass, or in situations where we should be calling a more exotic packages of runs. I'm so tired of seeing a zone read dive play in the handoff, bro. Like, I am so sick of it, dude. I watched Saturday and then watched the NFL on Sunday, bro, and it looks like we are literally running the college playbook.
Crazy, Marco?
It is so annoying to see this all the time.
We are
right up the middle. Like
crazy, DeMarco. I think running to the right side has been probably the worst I've seen. You know what I mean? Just because that right side's been so bad. And that's where you saw JT have that breakaway touchdown. The right side of the line kind of came together there. Mm-hmm. And then right back to the zone reads, just everything's out of shotgun, RPO action. Like, you're not even letting the best running back line up, 6-7 yards behind the line of scrimmage and take off running. You know what I mean? And
on that play, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, that one was out of the pistol.
I'm willing to bet Jonathan Taylor took 6 snaps out of shotgun in all of college.
No, you're right.
Bro,
Wisconsin, it was power eye. It was I formation. It was straight under center, eye back, bro.
Exactly.
He's the under center.
And when he saw him go for 2K, you saw Carson Wentz line up behind center.
Yeah, you saw Frank Reich, but that was Frank Reich's run game. It was a West Coast downhill run game. Shane's offense is QB, spread you out, allow my QB to see the coverage. My QB is a point guard who makes everything go.
Well, look at Philly running the ball now.
Yeah, my running back is just an accessory to my quarterback. My quarterback is the main focus. That is Shane's offense.
Yeah, but my thing is, last year we didn't even call the way we're calling plays right now. It's almost like you just wasting a drive to sit here and be like, oh, let's go dive out of the shotgun, and then now we got to go third and long, third and 9, third and 15 because we got a hole.
Exactly, and that's one thing I appreciated about Frank, and I know we talked about all the time, even Matt. You got your best 12 plays that you're going to probably run in your first 2 series. It doesn't seem like Shane even has that. It's wonky, and he'll go run some Josh Heupel stuff, and then it doesn't make any sense. It's all patched together, and it's like, this is stuff that you try and practice, not in the game. I'm not understanding it.
Well, it's actually the opposite. The first 15 scripted plays is where our offense excels. Like we have one of the highest scoring.
I said that backwards.
It's after that.
That's what I was trying to say.
When our plays just like it's like this is your 12-year-old playing Madden thinking, oh, okay, let me go run straight up the middle here. Okay, I didn't get a play. All right, let me go deep pass down the field. Like that's where offense it just turns into this straight 11-year-old playing Madden after those scripted plays. And I don't know, like Zach said, I don't know if it's maybe getting overwhelmed. You know, obviously we got some of the pressure. We got big games coming up. The injuries, trying to switch up the play calling. Like, is this getting to Shane with some of the play calling?
I'm convinced dude's overwhelmed.
But it clearly looks like we panic when we call plays.
I think Shane will never admit this, but I think he puts too much into analytics. I mean, like, he's too much on the whole trends. You know, like, the NFL is very trendy, and right now, like, the Colts aren't a trendy offense if you look at things. Like, the trendy offense right now is to do what everyone's doing with the Shanahan offense. And clearly I would say that Shanahan offense works because you see how many of them quarterbacks you can just literally plug in and play. And, you know, they have answers for everything. I don't think Shane does enough, you know, to make AR's job easier. Shane wants AR to, you know, hey, I'm giving you A and B. Now I want you to find C. Bro, in my opinion, I don't care if the Colts run the air raid and then they add a power run game to it. If they run the same 15 plays all game and they can't stop it, why are we running anything else? Run the same 15 plays out of 5 different formations and put window dressing in motion in different formations together.
If they can't stop it, keep running it.
Keep running it, man. Just give AR 15 plays. I truly feel like Shane's like, oh, 3rd and 8. Let's call a reverse double pass and have AR run, you know, a motion pop pass, vertical pattern so he can catch it. You know, like he's trying to outthink himself, clearly. I just don't feel like Shane's doing AR any favors and keeping things simple, or Shane is scared of the fact that, oh, if we keep it simple, we're not going to have success. But to me, just when I watch the Colts after like the first series, if their defense that they're playing and the coordinator is worth a shit, they make adjustments, and then Shane just refuses. Like, I truly believe he's completely overwhelmed. I noticed it earlier this year and thought, nah, maybe it's just a one-time thing, but there are some habits that he falls on. And
Ohio State is getting 21 skunking Tennessee right now. Jesus.
They're on a mission, man. They heard people talk about, you know, the Ohio State being soft, so like they got something to prove.
Yeah. But yeah, to your point, I like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily overwhelmed. I'm not sure what it is, but the point that you made about the adjustments is absolutely true. It's like once teams adjust, from there it kind of goes to, well, who knows? And then too many times it's also a lot of our own mistakes. When we keep getting backed up and getting these penalties, we get put in 3rd and long for no reason, and it's just absolutely not helping us.
Yeah.
Sean is saying here it's also the offensive line fault for the AD/fumble interception. Stop blocking too soon. I mean, I saw some people talking about that too. But I think it was a really good play by Nick Benito.
Let me ask you this: how long is that offensive line supposed to block for, my guy? Offensive line gives the quarterback barely 3 seconds. So like,
no, I think he's saying like
the ball, and then AD's got to make that read quick and get rid of it fast. That's why you don't call a dumb play like that. I'm not going to put it on the offensive line. Like, don't call the play when you're down by 4 points. That's on play. That's play calling. In my opinion, I cannot put that squarely on the offensive line because they stopped blocking too soon. That's weak sauce. That's weak. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's just the offensive line fault, but I definitely think I do get some of that point. They got to keep blocking as well, keep holding those blocks and making sure AR is ready to catch the ball, because if they do stop blocking, he's also open to take that hit trying to catch the ball if that ball is too high or something. So definitely want to put that all in this perspective. But yeah, it's a tough one, man. Tyler Hubbard is new in the comments head and said we didn't have the QB to throw. Not sure exactly what you mean. I'm guessing you're talking about AD throwing the ball back to AR. What's up, Ash? Oh yeah, we already got to that one there. Dave Stewart saying here, talking about the holding calls. First half, nothing, then like 4 in a row. That seemed sketchy at that time. Refs got real tight until Denver was well ahead. Yeah, I also noticed that. I didn't want to completely blame the refs just because I felt like, obviously it's the Colts. And I feel like the NFL just has it out for us a little bit, but definitely noticed that was a thing as well. Thought they kind of came after us. Nathan said we get Kelly back, Carlisle is back, and Juju back this week. I don't know about you, Zach, but my opinions on Juju, man, is just like I'm just tired of us having
he's
guys. I don't want to say bust, but it's just
he's a bust. He's a bum. Dude can't stay healthy. Time to move on. Go get somebody who can be there and be elite. And if you can't make the team, you cut him, bro. No one on this roster should be safe. Everyone should be scared to death for their job. Shane should be coaching for his job. Gus, everyone going forward. I cannot sit here and tell you I refuse to be hyped and excited about anybody on this roster because the way I see it, these next 3 weeks, 2 weeks of the season, 3 weeks of the season, jobs are on the line. And if dudes don't perform, I don't care if they're a contract here or not. Trade them. Get whatever you can out of them. JT, Buckner, Quentin, MPJ. If they ain't performing, and Kenny Moore, those four who I just mentioned, JT, Buck, MPJ, and Kenny Moore, those 4 are career Colts. I believe they should wear the horseshoe for their whole careers. But if those guys aren't safe, why in the hell are we even talking about Juju? Juju ain't done nothing for nobody for me to even be excited and want to see him come back. Dude's going to step out on the field, pop a toe, and be out for 3 weeks. That's what I fully expect.
Yeah, I won't say I share the same exact sentiments as Zach as far as cutting and getting rid of everybody. But I'm not going to tell you guys he's far off either, man. We keep having to do this with everybody.
If he can't be healthy,
we still got Jelani Wood sitting over there taking up space. I'm getting to the point where it's like, look, man, if you're gonna keep having injuries and keep popping up, I'm gonna draft somebody at your position at a higher draft pick, and you got to come in and compete for your job at that point. Because like we need guys, we need playmakers, we need difference makers, and we need people to be on the field. And so I'm not the type of person that'll just want to, like he said, call you buster or bum because of health, because that can only go so far, and everybody's going to deal with different injuries. But at the same time, this is a production-based business, and if you're not on the field, then
I care about.
You're not really doing anything for us. So good to see he got healthy, but unless he's going to be on the field and make plays for us to where we can keep winning and get a shot. I mean, I don't even know with Juju coming back. Are you starting him over Jalen Jones?
Hell no.
Are you starting him over Sam Womack?
Hell no.
So
I'm going to look at Juju and be like, hey, you see that bench over there? Put a cushion down. That's where you're going to be at, my guy. Until you can prove to me you can be healthy, do me a favor. Come back and practice the whole week, a couple weeks. And, we might consider playing you week 17 or week 18 when we are completely cooked and have nothing to play for. And guys have already gotten their contract incentives who need to get their contract incentives. And if you can finish the game, my guy, then we'll let you stay on the team through the offseason. That's where I'm at with it.
But I will say I am happy to get Kelly back, put him back at center, push Board over to right guard is what I would do. Mm-hmm. And then you got Goncalves at right tackle, so that's just solidify the offensive line and hopefully fix that. I mean, I'm not sure Bortolini even knows right guard and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure he should know enough to be able to slide over that position.
I think he could do well at it.
Yeah, so that would be my way to go. But I also do like Carlisle. I think he's a really good cover as linebacker. Think he can come in and play good for us. So hopefully he can be a guy to get back out there. What's up, Lou? Good to see you back. He said, "What the hell happened to EJ? When did he get hurt? Had a knee injury that popped up. I believe it was like the third quarter against Denver. Had that knee
thought it
pop
was a
up.
concussion.
No, it was a knee. I believe he made a tackle out in space or something like that, and it popped up. Can't remember exactly when.
Hey, EJ played good too, by the way.
It don't matter. He's gone.
Ryan Kelly's gonna play his next last 3 games as a
He's
Colt
gone too. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gone
he
too.
is 100% gone. I don't think he even wants to be in Indy anymore.
I mean,
Who?
I wouldn't. Ryan Kelly. It's time.
I mean,
Unless he takes a massive pay cut, it's time. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I look, the way our offensive line has been, Ryan Kelly is one of these guys that I might give him a 2-year deal.
Oh,
Keep him with the
why,
team.
dude? Like
well,
2
so
year,
he can
2
play-
years.
so he can play 2
because
games a
he-
year.
Because he's solid, bro. Like I'm not just trying to get rid of him. He's one of the guys that I would keep just because. Look, our offensive line, we have to protect our quarterback. We can't go
Right.
back to the days where it was absolutely crap. So I hear what you guys are saying, but if they're not on the offensive line, then I hear you guys. I'm with you guys. I may be iffy on paying them, but the offensive line right now, these are this is one of the few people on the team that
I'd
I'll be
keep
like,
him.
okay, I would keep guys on.
But he's got to take a significant pay cut because he's the third highest paid center in the league. Bro, if you're going to come back, you're going to take like not vet minimum, but I'll give you like the next contract up, or I'll barely give you an NFL contract and a huge signing bonus for like 1 year. You know, after the first year, then anything else I can release you when your production truly falls off, and I'll keep you as a quality, a serviceable center until your athleticism finally runs out. Like,
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it just kind of depends on what he would get out in the market. If somebody's obviously offering him a big deal, then I kind of get it or whatnot. But I would
You're
try.
right. And
I would try to keep him just so we wouldn't have to go back to the
Sean's-
Andrew Luck offensive line.
to Sean's point, I think Bortolini can be an all-pro center. Bro, like you guys were pissed when he got picked, and I was like, whoa. Bortolini was an Outland Trophy winner. Like, dude's a stud.
See, but see, you gotta hear no. See, because you said we're pissed. Like, bro,
You guys were
look
mad.
at our cornerback room right now. Look at our tight end room right now. That is the reason why I was pissed. Look at our backup running back room right now.
yeah, who's our backup running back?
These are the reasons. These are the reasons that I was pissed with that 4th round pick. So I hear you. I am happy to have Bort, but I am tired. I am tired of the Chris Ballard days of, oh, we need to get some depth to see maybe will a guy play instead of giving me a potential playmaker on the field. And like, look, I love Ballard for the pieces that he's been able to give us on the offensive line, so we actually don't look horrendous. But at the same time, if we have some goddamn playmakers out there on the edges, on the outside, in the backfield, we wouldn't be here, bro. We wouldn't be talking about why the Colts may miss the playoffs again because we don't get help from 16 other teams to fucking help us get into the goddamn playoffs.
Like, help from 16 other teams. If
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. So I love Bort being there. I'm not going to sit here and put him out to be no all-pro because we don't know what's going to happen. Because we thought Pinter was solid before his goddamn broken foot last year.
Whatever it was, yeah.
So it's like, will the guy be good? Sure. But who's to say what's going to happen after one injury? I mean, hell, look at Jacoby Brissett 2019. We were 5-2 till he takes the hit to the knee. And then dude looked like he forgot how to play football. So, like, I just want us to figure it the hell out, man. Like, so I get it. Bort could probably be good. But I'm like, hey, just protect my goddamn quarterback. Because at least if AR don't work out, we could have an offensive line for the next goddamn guy.
That or they all age out. And I think that's something I think that this roster is very close to doing, like we're discussing. I think the Colts are very close to aging out, and they're going to have turnover because outside of AD and Pierce, really nobody else, and AR and Downs, really nobody else is in the same age bracket. Like,
well, no, I'm with you, but even our offensive line, we're all young. Everybody's young in our offensive line. Well,
Big Q
is up in year 8.
Everyone but Kelly and Q but everyone
Yeah.
else, yeah. And in my opinion, he's a Colt for life. He's not getting moved
Colt for
on.
life. Yeah, no,
And
he better not.
Kelly, in my opinion, if Kelly comes back, that's fine. But I want a significant pay cut. But in my opinion, I'm not starting him at center. I would put him at right guard. But even then, you have Will Fries. And if Will Fries comes back and he's solid, who I was hard on last year, ripped this man to pieces, and then he came out and balled out. So, like, if Will Fries comes back and is dominant and is good, the way I see it is you drafted Bortolini in the 4th. You get your return on investment to see what you have. And then if not, you spend another pick, whether we like it or not, another non-sexy pick on another offensive lineman in the later round.
I can't be mad at that. That's a solid opinion. Like I said, it's just something that I personally would think about keeping him. But if they did not, like you said, you spent that 4th round pick on the guy. He's got to come through and start being a guy that's going to make plays.
We got all these young dudes that we put these later round picks in. We got to see what we have, and that's also part of the Colts' problem. Like,
exactly.
They don't invest early round picks on anybody but I can't remember who was last year. Was Latu? Before that, who? Because Ballard don't draft.
Would he pay at 21?
Does he come back? I mean, these are things that
I think they're going to pay him.
I think he comes back. I do think Quiddy comes back.
They're going to pay him.
He has not had the worst.
They're going to give him like a 3-year, $45 million deal or something like that.
And then you got Braden Smith. I mean, like he's overpaid.
Braden's gone.
Yeah,
he plays 1 game a year.
Like, I mean, the Colts are offensive line wise. I really think the Colts could move on and be just fine because there's no need to be paying Ryan Kelly $1 billion. There's no need to be paying Braden Smith. That's free agent money you can use elsewhere and go get that dude on defense you're talking about. Or if they don't draft this Warren kid from Penn State or this Loveland kid from Michigan, if those aren't the tight ends that the Colts are going after and want that, seem to be, which DeMarco, you called it yesterday or today, there was like multiple Colts scouts at that Penn State game. I can only assume that they were sitting there looking at Warren.
I'm telling you, give me Tyler Warren, let Braden Smith, if y'all truly want it, let Ryan Kelly walk, let Bortolini
we can't sit here and pay this
step up.
Line.
Go give me Charvarius Ward at corner. Go upgrade this goddamn roster, bro. I'm with whatever helps us upgrade because we clearly need.
We're to that point. We have to be.
But we've been past that point. And what was Ballard's press conference last year?
Hey, I've been for 2 years. Hey, it's time to fire Ballard. For 2 years, I've been beating the chuck wagon. As soon as they fired Frank, I thought it's time to fire Ballard. Remember, this man.
Well, I didn't because I thought Frank
hired McDaniels. Irsay took a dump in McDaniels' toilet, and McDaniels said, "I ain't coming to Indy."
Hey, no lie. That's when all this bullshit started.
Right.
No lie.
He then hired Frank. Frank didn't last, and I was like, "Oh, damn! Frank got canned. Ballard's gone. There's no way he's going to get a third head coach."
I hear you.
Third head coach.
I hear you, but I thought Frank ended up having like Alzheimer's by the time he got fired. So I didn't completely put that one on Ballard.
The dysfunction in this. The dysfunction on 56th Street with this man as GM since Ballard has been here, drama. Bro, Grigson might have been a dick, but at least we won. There was no drama. The only drama was Griggs didn't hurt my feelings.
I like the way it sounds. Yeah.
Okay, but since Ballard has been here, which I understand, the Colts have drafted incredibly well under Ballard. You will never hear me criticize Ballard's drafting ability. Dude has proven time and time again he can get it with the best of them. But beyond that, he does nothing else well. He is 60 and 69 as a GM with 1 division title and 1 playoff win.
I hate the hypotheticals. I'm gonna just say this right now. If you would have gave Chris Ballard the same amount of years that Ryan Grigson had with Andrew Luck,
Sure,
we would
we
not
probably
be
have
talking the same
we have
way.
two
So
Super
I
Bowl
am
rings,
not trying
being,
to.
being one of the
just,
best teams of the decades, bro, without a doubt. But guess what?
Yeah.
He had an opportunity to address the quarterback issue in 2019 because there was
2020.
there was a dude named Hibbert. Herbert was coming out. Burrow was coming out. Instead of drafting Buckner, which the Colts did, they could have traded up and sold the farm and gotten a dude like Herbert, gotten a dude like Burrow, knowing that this team was already pretty much freaking built from 2018. You had a rookie class in 2018 that Shaq Leonard, Quentin
Quentin
Nelson,
Nelson,
Jonathan
Zaire
Taylor,
Frankler,
or Zaire Frank, not Jonathan Taylor. I think that was 2021 or I forget, whatever year, 2020. You had a team that was built to compete. You only needed to replace a retired quarterback who retired on you. You sell the farm, you go get a Herbert. But what does he do? Instead, he trades for DeForest Buckner. Why do we have DeForest Buckner now? I love and appreciate the dude, but he's not necessary because he wants to compete and win. And what are the Colts not doing? We're not winning and we're not competing.
All right. Jeez. Joshua was saying here, I don't know about you guys, and I could be wrong, but I think Shane is taking a step back this year. If I'm not mistaken, I think we had a top 10 offense last year, at least scoring wise, and that was with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. So I don't know what happened this year. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's been obviously some play calling that has been atrocious at times. I will put a little bit of Anthony Richardson's play in there. He's not as consistent and concise as Gardner Minshew was, at least as a passer. We definitely don't stay on the field as long. Offensive line has definitely taken a little bit of a step back due to injuries and whatnot. There's been a lot of stuff there. Don't know if you heard earlier in the show, Zach kind of went into his theory on what's been going on with Shane Steichen and some of the play calling issues that we've had. But I think everybody pretty much has taken a step back as far as we, as a consistent offense. We just haven't really had a chance to be consistent all year. And I mean, a little bit of everything has to go into that. But I definitely will say that I don't. It's not that I disagree with the play calling comment, but yeah, just a lot there, a lot to unpack.
I like Shane. I appreciate what Shane has done, but we used to criticize Frank for not changing. We used to criticize Ballard. We still criticize Ballard for not changing. This league is an adapt or die. And while this year struggled, Shane's got to self-evaluate. And if he can't evaluate, then the Colts are cooked. Like going forward, all right, I'll give him a pass this year because I still think this is AR's pseudo rookie year. Based off coming off the injury, this is the most games this man has played in a season since college. If he finishes a year out, it'll be the most games he's played in a season ever, which is crazy.
That'd be a goddamn
since his junior year of high school. This year is the most games he's played ever. So we let AR again. He's not this year. This is why I say this. Next year or this offseason, he's not coming off of shoulder surgery. So he can actually get into the offense, get into the playbook, and truly build chemistry with the dudes there. So if you're going to hire an OC, if you're going to give up play calling and allow your OC to do it, this would be the time. If you're not going to, then this is where you sit down with AR and say, hey, AR, we're working on things for next year. What are some things you like going forward? And let's emphasize that and let's really build the offensive around it. Tell me what formations, tell me what plays you like. Let's dumb it down to build it up going forward, going for next year. Shane's got to do that. Like as an offensive play caller, the only thing that matters is my quarterback comfortable and in the groove, because it starts and ends there. And if he's comfortable, if he's in the groove, look out. AR gets hot. When he's not, he's third all time in worst passing percentage. So, I mean, that's where I'm at with it. This is the offseason to really focus in on AR and give him the extra growth you can, what you can control as a play caller, and if not, then move on.
All right. Lewis saying here, moving on a little bit to the Colts playoff chances here a little bit. Saying that you can easily see the Chargers losing the last 2 road games. That pretty much is going into the theory of the Colts making the playoffs, so we need a little bit of help. The playoff chances are we win out. We absolutely have to win out. And then Chargers would need to lose to both the Raiders and the Patriots. Jeez. And then Broncos would have to lose out. I do believe we would hold the tiebreaker over the Bengals, so I don't believe this is completely accurate. But the Broncos would have to lose out, and then the Bengals or the Dolphins would have to lose out. Or win out. I'm sorry, win out. So yeah, I don't think they would lose to the Raiders or the Patriots because both of those teams stink. But that's what any given Sunday is for. Although we know the Colts will probably be stupid and lose to Tennessee tomorrow. So
Fully expect it. Fully expect it to happen.
Especially because it's a different quarterback playing. It's not going to be Will Levis.
They're going to make Mason Rudolph look like an all-pro tomorrow. Always do. He's a backup quarterback. They did it this year when they played Malik Willis.
God, that game was so bad.
Rusty looks like a new commenter. Welcome in, Rusty. Let me see. We got Joshua coming in. Another one in here. Sorry, guys. I'm just catching up to these. I'll be the first one to admit I have been a Chris Ballard supporter because I love what he does in the draft for the most part. I like how he tries to keep our core players together, but he has to go. He has turned this place into the place where free agents don't want to come.
Well, free agents don't want to come here because Ballard's cheap. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why free agents will come here. I mean, if you want, and plus it's Indianapolis. All right, I'll be the first. I live here. Yo, it's a cool city, but it gets boring pretty quickly. So, like, if you want that top tier talent, you're gonna have to do this thing called overpay. And even though Irsay is an owner who says if you want to come here, I'll find a way and pay, and he's a great guy. Ballard believes that he's just not going to pay, and he won't change his ways.
He wants to nickel and dime people.
Yeah,
I mean.
A couple of years ago, when the Colts traded for Matt Ryan, there was things out there saying there was receivers that wanted to come here, but agents specifically said the Colts were incredibly cheap. I don't know if it's true or not, so don't quote me on this, but like, remember when Baker Mayfield was a free agent and was like, just got done being revived his career with the Rams or whatever? Well, I heard this rumor that the Colts reached out to Baker Mayfield, and they were like, yo, hey, would you want to come here? And Baker Mayfield's agent said, yo, Indianapolis reached out, but their offer was incredibly low and incredibly cheap. Like, to the point where what free agents want to come here? I'm amazed. Like, we got a dude like Samson Ebukam to come here a couple years ago from San Francisco, because dudes like that don't hit free agency very often. And secondly, like, dudes like that don't come here to play on cheap contracts. So I was amazed that he took the deal.
I already forgot about him. I
mean, he popped his ACL in training camp, but I mean, dudes like Samson Ebukam, Carolina had was it San Francisco? San Francisco had an embarrassment of riches. So the fact that they got him on the deal that they got him,
they don't know more.
True that.
They wish they had some depth now. I'm not totally sure on the whole Baker Mayfield thing, because I know for a fact that when he was discussing his destination, it was supposed to be when he was first going to leave Cleveland before the whole show with the Rams. He thought he was coming to Indianapolis, and we picked Matt Ryan over him. So I'm not sure. I'm not
I
sure
read
what
where
his offer was, and I'm pretty sure he would have accepted the same 25 or 20
I
million,
thought it
whatever we
was
gave Matt Ryan, because his deal now is only about 30 million.
there was a
So,
rumor that it was incredibly cheap. Like he signed that big contract with Tampa this past offseason, and like
yeah,
he took a pay cut so Tampa could build the roster. But when he
yeah,
thought he was coming to Indy, I read where it was like a 2-year deal, and it was like
Hmm.
the total deal of the contract was only like 36 million, and Baker was all like, "Yo, that's cheap. Like if you want me,
yeah. I mean,
pay me. Like show me that you want me." And I heard where it was very much offended. He was very much offended by how it was.
Are you surprised?
I feel like that's a pretty good, decent contract from what it was going
I
from.
mean, hey, I
I don't know.
agree. I
But
agree.
I
Yo,
thought I only remember us going him after him during the Matt Ryan time, not after when he signed. Because when
well,
he signed, I was already after the season, and then we drafted a new guy. So I'm not sure how those timelines would even coincide. Because after the Matt Ryan season, we were pretty much done with
it was before we traded for
anything.
Matt Ryan because they were both available in free agency. Like it
Yeah,
was
that's what.
Baker, and then it was Matt. We traded for Matt Ryan, and the only reason we traded for Matt Ryan is because Baker's agent told the Colts, "Hey, your offer is low," and Baker is offended. He felt it was cheap, and if you want him, pay him more. And that's when Ballard was all like, "We'll give the farm up for Matt Ryan in Atlanta," and that's led us to Matt Ryan.
Worst quarterback in Colts history.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but yeah, yeah, like I've supported Chris Ballard as well. I just think the thing with him not attacking free agency with a sense of urgency to add to the roster is becoming a problem for us. The fact that every single year that we do this little patchwork of positions has just clearly is taking its toll, and that's why we never get over the hump. Every single year, we got some major position that needs to be filled, and then we do some 1 year patch, and then Chris Ballard's like, "Oh yeah, we'll get this position secured with a guy that'll take 2 to 4 years to develop." And that has been his consistent theme since he's been here. It started just like Zach said, going all the way back to quarterback when potentially could have tried to trade up instead of getting a DeForest Buckner and putting a couple picks in on a really solid defender and just going to get your future quarterback and then just jumping right into it. Could have did it then, but did not. So um, it's kind of just like been the same revolving door theme of we'll just patch a guy here, patch a guy there. I like I said, I was a supporter as well. I loved what he was done in drafts, but I just think that 8 years is too long to just be this mediocre.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think you've had enough. Let's see, getting down, finally catching up in some comments here. Josh is saying here, "Hey guys, I want to apologize for missing the last 2 shows. I had to work. I just want to say love the show. Keep up the good
Homie,
work.
don't
Yeah, no,
apologize, bro.
appreciate you coming in. We actually haven't even been in. Not
Last
just
week we
last
didn't have
week.
one.
Last week we didn't have one, and then you only missed one show. And again, these are on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music as well, so you can go watch these back at any point in time. So you never have to miss a show. David saying here, I still think there were a lot of questions about Mayfield at the
Oh,
time.
there were.
Yeah,
There were.
yeah, exactly, and that's why I said that to Zach
But
that
like,
I didn't totally. I thought the contract, even if it was worth 30, 36 or whatever it was, I think that was totally worth what it was because of the fact that he played himself on that shoulder. Notice he kind of messed things up for himself. Went to Carolina after that.
right.
And kind of just did that. So I don't personally think it was critically cheap. I also did not want Baker at that time. I
Oh,
didn't
dude,
want
I
Matt
did.
Ryan either.
He's one of my
I
favorite
didn't
quarterbacks in the league.
I didn't want Matt Ryan either.
I love him coming out of
But
college, bro. Like,
yeah,
it's just
no,
one of
I
those things.
was
Like, I think Baker wanted a 3-year deal. Yeah, I think he wanted 3 years, 36. And the rumor that I read, or yeah, the rumors that I've read in chat rooms, and just going back through archives and stuff with Colts fans, was the Colts offered him a 2-year deal, 24 million guaranteed, and 12 million as signing. And so it was 36 million total with incentives and everything. And Baker said he wanted that extra year, and he was offended at the fact that he didn't get it, and that's why he didn't come to Indianapolis and chose to go be a backup somewhere else because Ballard was instead of Ballard swinging and taking a risk, Ballard wanted to be what Ballard is, and that is super cautious and miss out on a player with high upside for a player who gives you, you know, whatever the hell Matt Ryan gave us that year instead of Baker giving us a MVP season and a playoff berth like he did his first year in Tampa. So
well, we also didn't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin down there.
True, but I would much rather have a dude like Baker and then you go out and get Baker some guys who actually want to come here to play with Baker.
Ballard wasn't getting Baker
a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot easier. I just look at it like, yeah, what could have been because anything's better than Matt Ryan at this point. At that point,
yeah. I wasn't the biggest fan of Baker.
Like I know DeMarco has said this, but just for our audience, our listeners, our watchers, our viewers, the homies, what are y'all's thoughts if Ballard is fired? Do we think that Shane is safe, but everybody on his coaching staff is gone?
Hey, I'm a little bit.
Or do we look at this like new GM? Nobody's safe. Everybody's gone, and even Shane's going to get screwed over at an unfair situation, being that he's only been a head coach for 2 years. Like, is it a mass exodus, paint the walls white, refresh it, or is it, hey, everything must go except for the few pantry items we have here, they stay. Everything else is gone. Like, what are your guys' opinions? Comment section, listeners, players, guys. I want all your comments and thoughts too. Like,
I think
I'll let Damon go first just because I got two theories on this, and one is going to be what will actually happen, and then the other one is what I would like to happen.
All right.
So go ahead, Damon.
I think it's time to blow the ship up, paint the walls white.
Come here.
I think Shane will be safe with the new GM. I don't think Gus would be. Positional coaches are all gone. I mean, Reggie included. I think the receivers took a massive step back outside of Alex Pierce this year. Just my humble opinion. So I'm not overly confident in positional coaches, defensive coordinator. I do think Shane could get a pass, but I think it's time to blow the ship up and start over new. And with that, be able to find a new identity for our team.
That's fair. I agree. It's certainly a possibility.
All right. Well, what I honestly think will happen, nothing. We're running it back again, everybody. We are running this back again. We got Chris Ballard coming back and lying to us again, and he failed. We got to let guys to develop. It's not the player's fault that he drafted them too young. We want to compete. We had some really good years here. We made one run at the playoffs, got really close a couple times, but I just failed. I failed everybody.
I take accountability. It all starts with me.
Exactly. So that what will happen.
Probably.
Now, if it were up to me or what I would like to see, my opinion, I would like to see Chris Ballard gone. Give me a new GM. Let Shane be the catalyst in interviewing the GM along with Irsay and one of his daughters, whoever's going to be in charge there, and let Shane pick the GM that sees this team in his vision. So he can have the answer on who we're drafting. We know who's drafting these players, who's choosing these players, and whether that be Gus stay or not. Personally, I'd like Gus gone. But, if they decide to keep him, whatever. Let Shane choose his own GM. And we start rebuilding this team in Shane's vision, because if you're going to be our coach, I prefer that you have the keys and the tools that you need. And I would like them all to be aligned up on the same accord that will get us where we need to go. So that is what I would like to see. That is what I would want to see. I know some people did not like my opinion because of the fact that I said that it would give Shane too much power. He doesn't need that kind of power. We gave him a 6-year deal.
Yeah,
We
dude.
gave him a 6-year deal, so
Yeah.
he still has 3 years left. So I doubt that we would fire him this early in, whether a new GM liked it or not. So that's why I would say let it kind of be a situation like a Shanahan and John Lynch over there with San Francisco, letting Shane and him, whoever the GM would be, build the team in the way of the sight of their eyes and kind of changing the way that they preach, because it definitely, I would hope Shane does not have the same philosophy on being cheap. And so that's what I would like to see and where I would like it to go. That's what I would
Yeah.
say, Zach.
Yeah, I think I think the first thing you said about everyone staying another year and everyone's going to run it back, I think that's going to happen like 98% of the time. The other 2% of the time is exactly as you said, again, DeMarco, where Shane and AR are excluded from the conversation, and Carly and Mr. Ursay sit down and draft essentially the dude who's going to be Shane's armchair GM, and they're going to coexist together, and they're going to build the team as if Shane wants it built offensively, defensively, and see if they can have success that way. Now, me personally, I want everyone gone. Like, I like Shane. I love Shane. I would say, there's some caveats. If you want to stay on, you give up play calling, or if you're going to, just because you're too inconsistent, this is what I've noticed, blah, 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 blah. Or, if you're going to stay on and we have AR, this is also when I want to see these things added and done as someone who's watched the Colts, studied the Colts, because I'm interviewing for this job and areas to improve. Like, this is a partnership. I want 50-50 say. I want 50-50 cut, essentially, when they first get here. What I don't want to see, and what I think, believe it or not, there's like a 0.5% chance of happening. I don't want to see a new GM come in here and fire everybody, clean house, and he builds us a team, and we end up being, the Carolina Colts or the Indianapolis Panthers, or we're a freaking mess from top down, owner, GM. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, I don't want that. But like, I personally think I'm almost positive that I believe Steichen and Shane will be and AR will be connected for one more year. Next year is literally the swan song. So if they don't make the playoffs, then AR's gone, Shane's gone, Ballard's gone, and then you truly wipe it completely down, bleach it, get rid of the mold, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be totally mad at that, but I know once that happened, AR is gone, and we're at a true rebuild, and we are going to completely stink for the next 2 years.
Right.
So,
Where Ballard
Tressa says, I read where Ballard goes, but Steichen is linked to AR since it's basically his rookie year. They got to stay one more year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the thing that pretty much everybody is seeing or wants or whatever. I just don't know about the one more year type thing. I think you go into whatever happens outside of Steichen and AR, what happens with Chris Ballard. AR would clearly be going into year 3, which would pretty much be year 2 due to the injury. And this would give us our full spectacle of what we're going to see. Hopefully he can finish out these last 3 games and be healthy. But then he would go into the offseason, right? He's going to have this time not have to rehab his shoulder, go into a full offseason to grasp the offense, to work with his guys, to have a full offseason to develop, work on his feet work, and come back. This would potentially be the year 2. This is when we should see the guy that's starting to develop and change the type of player that he is. So this would basically tell us if we're going to boom or bust. Is AR going to get better or worse? And if we don't see him get better, and he stays the same or get worse, clearly then we should end up with a better draft pick and better position to be able to draft a new guy to replace him. That would give us that kind of time, unless there's still more time being given depending on what we see. Or AR explodes onto the scene and becomes a guy that truly would be something that we've never seen before. So that's what I would see from that. But I don't know about one more year, but I think Steichen and AR are together no matter what happens there. I just don't know how they feel about Ballard. I just feel like they would do it all over again.
Hey,
Davis saying here, I believe Chris, Shane, and AR stay one more year. Gus goes. Other position coaches stay. Unfortunately, I think Chris drafts a safety with the first pick. Though I would like it to either be Mike or P State tight end.
Michigan tight end.
Oh, Michigan tight end.
Hey, Malik Murphy transferred to Oregon State.
Yeah.
What? From Duke? Damn. Okay. So hypothetically, and this is me being the antagonist in the drama, the if they run it back next year, and let's say AR doesn't pan out, and the Colts do get like a top 3 pick, Arch Manning is draft eligible the year the Colts would be available. Do you think that would be the move?
Yes.
100%.
Either him or Kate Klubnik, who I think is going to be probably the Heisman next year. One of those two guys.
I mean, that if AR doesn't work out, which I think he will. He's actually the one Colt that I'm not concerned with at all. Like I truly think he's going to take the steps he needs to and be just fine. But yeah, if things.
Everybody keeps saying Arch, but I haven't seen enough from Arch, so I don't know.
I've not seen enough either. I haven't watched any. I don't watch Texas. Like they're not in my viewing. I don't view them. I don't see them. Like I don't. So you could say, "Hey, Arch Manning played great," and I'd be like, "Did he though?" Like because I truly don't know.
That's what everybody who says pick Arch. That's what everybody says, and they literally have not seen him play enough to say that.
I've not seen him play enough. I saw him. Dude runs. Dude has that weird ass Manning jog. Like he runs just like his uncles. But
yeah.
I mean that essentially that's what would happen. Manning would be available. Klubnik, since they started throwing the ball, dude looks like a completely different quarterback at Clemson. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Dave, to answer your question, if Ballard does stay and gets to choose the pick, I would hope he wouldn't go safety. I would hope that we can get Tyler Warren with the first pick from Penn State. And then I'd want the second round pick to be Xavier from Notre Dame. Get that safety in the second round.
First round. Xavier Watts? He's the best safety. He's the best safety in the draft. He's a first round pick, my guy.
I don't know about that. I think Malachi Starks is going to go over him.
No. He's another first round pick. They're both first round picks.
Xavier Watts is one of the best safety
but Xavier Watts is incredible.
Either him or Caleb Downs, which Caleb has another year, but they're regarded as D2 best, 1A, 1B. Malachi Starks is not in that top 2, bro.
I mean, Starks can play corner where Watts can't.
Malachi Starks is in that. And Malachi Starks, I believe he's going to probably be the first safety to go off the board.
You really think over Xavier Watts? Oh, dog. Yeah. Damn. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame's safety heritage alone is going to let.
They're both splitting hairs.
I mean, you could go off heritage alone, and you can make a mistake if you want to. I'm just saying.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. This is where where I would feel they would go.
We're splitting hairs at that point. I mean, if Xavier Watts is there in the second, you take him immediately.
That's who I would want us to go with.
Damn, back-to-back dogs. I wouldn't be mad at that. Like if that played out that way, no man, I'd be like, dang. But Xavier Watts being in the second is crazy. I mean, AD Mitchell fell to the second, and people were all like, he ain't gonna be there. He's a first round pick. So you think that
he's a 7th round pick?
Plays like a 3rd round pick. Gets his head out of his butt. He might be pretty decent.
And then to your point, Zach. If not, and we did go the other route.
There's not a QB that I want coming out that I've seen that actually is worth a crap. I only say the Colts would go after Manning because of the name connection. Like Klubnik is too.
Yeah, I gotta see him play. I don't give a damn about none of them name connections.
Klubnik had one.
there's too many people that says, "Oh, I want Arch," and you've literally seen the guy play like 4 times. Like
Four
to me,
games.
that just doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
to me.
I've not seen him play enough
I
to
don't
sit here
care
and be
about the
like,
name connection. I don't want to sit here and have somebody on my team just because his dad played for the team or his uncle played for the team.
right.
And it's like, yeah, like now if he goes out and he's Maserati Marv out there at Texas, I mean, clearly we're not
Maserati
even
Marv.
going to be able to.
No, yeah.
We're not going to be able to pick that high. But I am not so sold on the hey, take the legacy kid. So
Right. No, I agree.
I'll
He's
have
got
to
to prove
see
that he's worth a pick.
yeah. So not too sure, but kind of see how it goes. But I think there is some quarterbacks in some of the classes that are going to be very good later on. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. But I definitely love to see us go
Bro, I
the
thought
first 2
Tennessee was
rounds.
good.
I thought they were too. This is ugly.
State.
But I'm hoping we go tight end, cornerback, tight end, whatever those positions. One of those in the first 2 rounds. That's
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if the Colts went offense in the first round and just went all defense after that. Like, that's just where I'm at with it because I truly feel like outside of tight end, like this running back class is so deep. I don't even think like the Colts could actually not draft a running back and still get a stud that'll be there undrafted and use them picks on every freaking corner and every freaking available safety that we have. And then, if you want to take a flyer because like Sean says, because Chris Ballard is GM for 1 more year, he's going to draft a linebacker. He's going to draft a safety type, a tweener. So I fully expect one of them dudes to be in there. But that's, to me, if Tyler Warren is the anointed Colts draft pick after missing out on Bowers, even though I didn't know who this dude was 24 hours ago, I was like, who? If he is the anointed pre-draft hype pick that everyone wants and he falls to us, then hopefully he's the guy. But if not, then I fully expect the Colts to go all defense because, in my opinion, it's just a better defensive draft.
Most definitely. I think there's a lot of key position here. Sean, we do not need a linebacker. Ballard, if he's still our GM, he could find one of those as an undrafted free agent.
I just look at it like Colts needs all the DB help they can get. I like Carlisle's. I think he's going to be a stud. Dave, what'd you say off topic? Although I don't like Houston, prayers for Tank Dell. Yes. Yeah, dude, he's had a hell of a year, man. A bum knee, a broken leg, and was shot in the same year. So like, I hope he's okay. I hope he comes back healthy next year. And did he actually pop his knee? Like, is that actually like fracture, like broken and torn ACL?
Kneecap. His whole kneecap had dislocated.
Exploded?
Yeah, dislocated.
Oh, it's like Derrick Rose? Like
it was
gone?
Yes, yeah. It was in. I know it sounds crazy. I think it may have been non-contact. He caught the touchdown, but I think it was friendly fire.
No, the safety the safety kind of dove and hit the back of his calf, and then his knee went straight down.
Ooh, yeah, for real. So it's gone. He's down a whole year then, right? I mean,
no idea.
You're losing everything in your knee: ACL, MCL, PCL, and your meniscus.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's a whole year. I mean, I don't know. Can you function without a kneecap? I don't know. I got good knees, so
no. You're not functioning on a kneecap.
I don't know. Like, is it doable?
Like it was friendly fire, Dave. Okay, that's what I thought.
Lonzo Ball's been out forever.
Ohio State just almost got a crazy pick six. But yeah, Damon, to your point, it's like everywhere that I got right here, it says that Xavier Watts projected to be a late first round pick.
That's insane.
And he's definitely not. He's definitely not over Malachi Starks, and people.
That man DeMarco had to go back and look that up just to prove he was.
Hey, because I'm trying to tell you,
but I'm gonna tell you right now, Xavier Watts is gonna be better in the league. I promise you that.
Some people were even still putting Ben Morrison getting drafted above Watts, which is crazy.
He's a first round pick.
Yeah, he's been going the whole
Which
season.
is nuts.
He's a legitimate guy that I could see us getting slipping.
Yeah,
That is
but
I would love to get Ben.
Hey,
Moore.
there's a
I would
corner
love
out there
to
from
get Ben Moore.
ECU who's a first round pick coming off a blown ACL.
Yeah,
I'm not,
he's hurt.
yeah,
Searcy
I'm
dude
not
or whatever
doing
the heck
that.
his name
No.
is.
Okay, we don't need to become. We don't need to become.
Bro.
We don't need to become the the Indianapolis General Colts.
Listen,
we
I'm
don't
not.
need to-
I'm not talking first round pick, but I'm saying he's there in like the second. That's a first round pick before.
No,
before
somebody
the
gonna take a
need.
chance on him.
I don't think we need. I don't believe we re-signed Speed too. Way too many. I just think that the Colts have an embarrassment of riches of positions they don't need. Like they got Grant Stewart at linebacker. You know who
Just imagine if we had
quality.
embarrassment of riches at wide receiver and corner.
Right.
Imagine
Like-
if we had that, bro.
Like we got all these defensive ends, bro. Why? Like we got all these linebackers. Why? Like we don't need them. Like
How's
we
Raekwon
got.
Davis this year?
Yeah, we got these D tackles. Like, why? We went out and
Damon.
we paid Roquan $14 million.
Damon,
Like-
again, we could have gave that
That's-
$14 million that we gave him and the
That's-
8 that we gave Joe Flacco, and we could have
Xavier
gave
McKinney.
all of that to Xavier McKinney.
Yep.
All of it.
Y'all, hey, I don't disagree. I'm just saying, like the Colts we got depth at stupid positions, and we got bro. We love draft talk. I'm
I
already
was
there.
about to say, yeah,
Like,
I was about to say
I'm
we're
already there.
already there. 'cause,
What
How can you
the
not-
Colts have been
even if-
playing, I'm already there, man.
How can
Like,
you not look
even
at two? Yeah, but I mean, like if you're a fan or if you're an owner of a team and you see a struggling football team that's mediocre, and your two key free acquisitions over the last 2 years are Matt Gay and Raekwon Davis. I'm not
Bro,
putting Joe
love is-
Flacco in there.
when you're
Key.
blinded by love and you love yourself way too much, you cannot hold yourself accountable. And I
Speaking
truly
of Matt
believe,
Gay, he was on the injury report again.
He looked
yeah,
good though.
growing, bro.
He's been good though. He's been good. That's what's sad. He's been good. He's been really good lately.
The highest paid kicker in Colts history, $22 million, bro, worth every penny.
Crazy.
He won us one game in 2 years. He lost us 2 games this year.
Yeah, that was our fucking Super Bowl too.
Make you feel good, don't it?
Congratulations! We beat Baltimore. in
We
the
beat
regular season.
Baltimore. Yeah.
What a joke.
Hey,
But yeah, no, Dave, no need to be sorry, man. It's the season that we're
No.
we're probably going to be in because we got to win out. And you know what happens when you ask the Colts to win any important game. So
they can't.
it's
They
pretty
won't.
much the season that we're in. We need help and we got to win out. So it's just it is what it is, man. Everybody knows like we got these holes that we got to fill. I'm just hoping that we can get some true playmakers, man. Get some true playmakers. And then obviously upgrade this tight end room in the process as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I think we
picks for
gave
the game
y'all.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's matter of fact get into those picks. It's crazy because we all expected Denver to kind of be trash, so we weren't on here last week. But we all picked us to beat New England.
Let's
All
lose out and get a
expect
better
us,
pick. Hell yeah, Jacob. That's where I'm at with it, my guy.
No, I'm not trying to lose out, especially not with this lose out this schedule. If we had Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and like Minnesota for these last 3, then I'm all with you, bro. But we got Tennessee, the
Trash.
New York Giants,
Trash.
and Jacksonville, bro. Their
Oh,
win total
bro.
adds up. Their win total adds up to our win total, I believe. So
I think it's now.
like if we lose out, everybody definitely got to go, including us. Like we don't need to be fans no more. If you want to lose to the total that your team,
I
has.
gotta admit, I do like talking ball with you guys. I mean, we could rebrand instead of kicking with the crews. Hey, what about the crew or what about the Colts? You know, kicking with the who? I don't know. Like,
That would be. I would be miserable. I would be sad, dude. Like,
hey, outside of the Devils, all my teams trash. So, like, at least I got the hockey. I mean, that's about it. Like everyone else, garbage. Pirates,
yeah.
trash.
I hear you, Jacob.
trash.
I mean, geez,
Pacers, trash. IU, getting stabbed, for being bad last night, and then
Tennessee finally scored. But yeah, and we all picked us to beat Denver. before the season started. Don't know if you guys felt that way before the week started. I do a pick 'em every week on ESPN, the one that we did last year,
You pick
and
Colts lose.
I picked the Colts to lose, and so yeah. But anyways, we got Tennessee. All of us picked us to win.
All right.
Oh, hell no, dog. No, with Mason Rudolph playing, no, Tennessee's beating us 35-20, 35-24, bro. Like we're gonna make Mason Rudolph look like a G. He's getting at least 3 touchdowns.
Westbrook
and-
Akina's gonna have a career game against us.
And Pollard's gonna rush for like $150 and 2 TDs. Bro,
Oh.
like that's how this season has been. I'm sticking to it. Colts are going to lose like 35-24 and have no business losing this game because they're going to make Rudolph the red-nosed quarterback, Rudolph the redneck quarterback, look like a Hall of Famer. We did it with Malik Willis. We had that game in the bag. We were going to win that game. And then all of a sudden, Malik Willis comes out and says, hey, you guys want to see me be great value Lamar? And he great value Lamar us. So
Brett Favre pulled the ball deep on us.
No. I actually said that week that this is the game that we pull some Colts bullshit and we lose this game. I said that before this started. Everybody can go back to that week 2 game. I even picked us to lose that game.
I'm picking. I told you next year if Ballard is brought back, I'm picking the Colts 0-16 every week. So like I fully expect from this point forward, Colts losing this John, man. Losing this John. I don't care if it's at home. I don't care if it's away. Neutral site, field. Colts losing 35-24.
What you got, Damon?
I got this is what's gonna happen. The Colts are gonna come out first drive of the game, look amazing. Couple QB power runs, QB sweep, couple short in routes. JT's gonna have a couple nice runs. We're gonna score. Tennessee's gonna drive right down the field and score, and we're going to fall flat on our face on offense. We're going to lose this game 21-17. It's gonna be the most boring game in the world. We're going to lose.
I hate y'all, man.
AR will have one touchdown and 3 picks.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna do that, man. I mean, obviously, I expect the Colts to drop one of these next three to one of these teams, just because I just feel like that's what we do. But I'm gonna say Colts for this one, 17-13. I don't see
such a bad game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad game, but I just don't think I see the Colts losing.
That's the kind of game that's gonna piss me off, even if we win, dog. Like 17-13.
I'm not gonna care. Hey, if we can win out and get some help and we make the playoffs, then
don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, DeMarco.
No, I'm not thinking that we will. Like I said, I think we're going to lose one of these 3, and we're going to be like, okay, look, Colts did it again because we don't win when it matters. So if we lost tomorrow, that would make perfect sense because this is going to be the next biggest one. So.
Right.
I just think that I would be totally shocked and elated if we can come away and win all 3 and then somehow get some help and we make the play. I would be ecstatic if that was able to happen, but I don't expect it to.
I think Indy plays really well this week, actually, and probably does win. Fully expect them to poop the bed next week, though, versus the Giants.
I picked us to lose versus the Giants.
That's going to happen. That's gonna happen because it's the Giants. It's and then we'll probably
we're gonna let Danny DeVito look like prime.
Yeah. Is that Jacksonville game at home or is that that's at home? It's at right?
Home. It's at home.
We'll win.
So.
We'll win because we always win at home versus Jacksonville. But we'll lose the Giants. Like
we almost lost to Mac Jones before with New England.
Oh, he's our quarterback in Jacksonville, ain't he? Yeah, he's a backup. Fair enough.
He's the starter now. Trevor Lawrence done for the year.
Yeah, because Al-Shazier made him look like a piece of bacon, bro. Like, night, bacon. Like,
all right, man. We appreciate all of you folks who came in tonight, man. Y'all made this awesome. It was good being back with the guys, man. Appreciate all y'all. Hopefully, whatever you hope for from the Colts happens. wish everybody happy holidays. I think we will see you guys. So yeah, we will see everybody before the new year. So yeah. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate
Dave,
my guys for hopping on.
Stop being right. Stop being right. Stop saying we'll win the last 3 and then get mad because we just missed the playoffs. Stop being right.
Hey, I feel like that might happen.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
But appreciate everybody. Go Colts.
Second down, he fakes the Taylor, fires over the middle, completes. Pittman